What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, and we are live right before NXT, the final NXT before arguably the biggest NXT event in history. This is a very important event. This is an important weekend. It's WrestleMania, and this is NXT's final chance to sell the show because, unfortunately, what we know is true is there's just not enough people watching NXT. I mean, look, they got a good amount of people and all that, but I mean, it's not enough. For what they do, for the shows they put on, for the amazing work that we're seeing, all the star power that's down there, it's just like, it's unfortunate that we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people probably, you know, and it's just unfortunate. It's so sad. But all that being said, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on them because I feel like that WWE Network subscriber count is going up for this weekend since, you know, even though it's always free to new subscribers, just like Netflix and many other services, they're really touting the network being free for first month subscribers. And I got a feeling anybody who wants WrestleMania, this is going to be the month they're going to finally do it. Maybe this is what they were saving their 1 month free for. Who knows? And they're going to get to see NXT and they're going to get hooked on what it brings to the table. And we're going to talk about NXT tonight. We're going to talk about a few of the most important matches coming out of this weekend, not just for WrestleMania, because I feel like it's a whole package. I feel WrestleMania includes NXT Takeover. I feel that it's just as important to the main product. In fact, if NXT wasn't there, I feel we'd be looking at a much different WrestleMania. I feel like they know it's a package deal. We feel like it's a package. At least I do. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to talk about the biggest matches. But first, big shout out to everybody in chat. Joseph Blunt, Joe Martin, Carl Gibney, Cressa. My wife has been beating me up about that goddamn shit, dude. Been killing me. Jay Davis up in the chat. I think I saw Terry up in there. All kinds of people. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a fantastic evening, as am I, helping you guys get all limber and loose for NXT tonight. So let's jump right into it. Pretty excited about it. Oh, Carl Gibney, I guess Carl Gibney read my book, apparently. Carl, not to be sidetracked, but someone actually read my book, which you can still find on Amazon.com. Just type in David Vancura, or, of course, The Chronicles of L.J. Stevens. Carl Gibney read my book, and apparently he liked it. Well, I appreciate that. I'm sorry about all the spelling errors and grammar mistakes, and I don't think there was a lot of plot holes. But I'm glad you liked it. Thanks for buying it. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. So let's get it going, man. Let's talk about some of the most important matches. And then we're going to take some calls. We're going to get you guys' opinions on what do you think the most important matches are and why they are that important. So let's get right into it. I'm going to tell you what's not important. Triple H and Roman Reigns. Unless something happens where Triple H retains the title, there's almost zero importance in this, and I'll tell you why. It's mainly because this was been the plan all along. There's been no altering in the plan. If Roman wins, let me say it that way. If Roman wins, then it's probably one of the most least important main events in WWE history. I got to say that right now. I think it's important to put out there. But Triple H wins, I think it definitely elevates the importance on it. But I believe Triple H wins. It will be not in the main event. It'll be earlier on because he, being champion, would kind of lend into the match that I do feel is the biggest match on the card and probably the most important match of the entire weekend. Of course, that's Shane McMahon and The Undertaker. And I know a lot of people are like, well, the match is going to suck, though. I mean, it's a 46-year-old and a 50-year-old. How good could it possibly be? And from that standpoint, you're 100% right. But look, here it is. This is probably the first time that I can think of in a long time, maybe ever in the history of WWE, where there is a match that they've gone so personal with. They've gone into all the people's complaints and stuff. And I think people have ignored it, all the things that Shane has said, unfortunately, because he has said a lot of things that we say, that everybody has problems with the product and everything. Well, he's here to address it. I think that's been largely ignored. I think it's been largely ignored. And that's unfortunate, because I believe that this is one of those times where it's so goddamn interesting that we're going to see things possibly addressed, possibly, taken care of. And on that type of level, when you think about it, it doesn't get much more important than this. If Shane's able to win, and they're able to do it in a dynamic fashion, which is it's going to be a freak show. Do not sully your mind. Don't trick yourself into thinking this is going to be some kind of great match. It's not. It's going to be an absolute freak show. People are going to be interfering. We're going to see some crazy bumps in this, I'm pretty sure of. There's going to be all kinds of things of that nature. But at the end of the day, the question is going to be, is it going to be good? And is it going to change the landscape of WWE? I can't answer that. I can't tell you if it is. I can't tell you if it's certainly going to. I can tell you this. It has the potential to. It has the potential. And it would be pretty damn cool to see it happen at a time like this, when all the fucking thing is about how everything's a status quo, nothing ever changes, and then they do something that completely changes the landscape. I think it would speak to a lot of people's concerns. I also think that it's going to also piss a lot of people off, and you're going to see the double-edged sword of doing something risky, because believe what you want to believe, but the reality is WWE is not hurting because you think the product sucks. That's the reality. They're selling out events. They're killing it this WrestleMania. Things are not as bad as they probably should be, all things considered. All things considered, the WWE should be in a hell of a lot worse shape than it is, but it really isn't. They posted a hell of a fourth quarter at their latest conference call. A hell of a fourth quarter. They're doing plenty of good things with it. So as upset as some people are, it doesn't really matter in the long run to the WWE, because that money's still coming in. Those goddamn unicorn horns can't stay in stock, son. It's just, it's a machine, it's a train, it's a locomotive. But every now and then, they do seem to be able to give everybody a shut the fuck up moment. And I believe it's possible. It's very possible that we're going to see some great stuff at WrestleMania that is going to change the landscape. And that's why Shane and Taker is so important. That's truly the reason as to why. Now, is it possible that nothing happens and the status quo stays the same? Fucking A right, it can be. And even if everything is executed properly and it looks good, and like the matches aren't bad, if everything stays the same, if everything is that is right now, the Roman Reigns thing, all of that stuff stays the absolute same between now and then, let me tell you, I will have issues with it. And you guys will get the heel Dave of your lifetime. All right? Because I will absolutely go ballistic. Because there's no way that it can stay the same. Well, there's not no way. It could very easily stay the same. But it would just be such a disheartening thing. Now, a lot of people in the chat, for some reason, are talking about the Diva situation. Apparently, fuck what I'm talking about. But that's okay. I'm used to that shit. The Diva situation is interesting. Everyone's talking about how they're hearing that a new women's championship has been commissioned and Diva's title is going to be dropped. And that's very possible. The more that these Total Divas was dropped again this week in ratings, the more that show drops and dips and crashes and plummets to the ground and explodes in a fiery fucking crash, the more likely it is going to turn into a women's belt. Because let's face it, the idea that women's wrestling can't sell is debunked by the fact that one of the hottest things in the NXT product, which is one of the hottest things in wrestling, is women's wrestling. And they're not called divas down there, man. They're women wrestlers. So if they can make it there, there's no reason why they can't make it up on. And you can do all kinds of cool things with, Alundra Blaze coming back and, handing the title, all that good stuff. There's so many things you can do. Hell, you could have, if you really want to, you could acquiesce to Alundra Blaze, who's been wanting to have a match for that belt with someone like Paige or Alundra Blaze and Charlotte. Even at her age, I think Alundra Blaze would be able to put on a hell of a match. So I'm pretty excited about the possibility of that. So keep your eye out for the chance that they do take that stupid Mariah Carey-inspired butterfly belt and toss that into the fucking dumpster. Right into the trash can where it belongs. 'Cause it feels like honey. But hopefully that will happen. There's no confirmation on it, of course, because there rarely is with these type of situations. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. A big shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Sal. Okay, hey, to Dave, I hope you're right, because right now the only thing about Mania that I'm looking forward to is your review. I think that's a little harsh, man, because even if there's nothing else, I'm looking forward, even with disappointment possibility looming over me, I'm looking forward to Taker Shane. I'm looking forward to Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. I'm looking forward to that Intercontinental Championship ladder match. I'm looking forward to Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha tearing the house down. I'm looking forward to all those things. So I don't think it'll be a complete loss. And again, spectacle. Look for spectacle. It's just going to be one of those things. I don't think that they can afford to have a disappointing WrestleMania. Now, I've said that before with events. We're they can't go out and lay an egg. And then they've laid an egg. Hell, I think they did it at SummerSlam last year. Where NXT blew them out of the building. They don't want that again. Trust me, because they heard a lot about it. They don't want that shit again. Because now it's going to be on an even bigger stage, a bigger, more grandiose platform. People are going to be talking about NXT. It's going to be trending worldwide. Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn. Oh, anyway. Before we get to the other match that I want to talk about, let's take a call. 347, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
What's up, Dave? What's going on?
What's up, man?
I'm so excited for tonight's NXT. I feel like they're gonna do. I hope they do more with Balor and Samoa Joe, because I'd like to see more from them, because that's the match I'm looking forward to the most, actually.
Of all the matches this weekend, that's the match you're looking forward to the most?
Well, they're both. I like Samoa Joe, really. I like him a lot.
Too.
And
I do too.
Yeah.
But I don't even. I'm not sure if that's even the third most interesting match on that card. I think it might be fourth. I think for me, this is just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura. That's the tops. That's what I want to say. I wish that was main eventing. That's going to be amazing. Once in a lifetime type of situation, because you'll never see them in a venue like that again. Anytime you see them in the future, it's going to be in a WWE arena. It's going to be completely different. I'm looking forward to that match. Bayley and Asuka is for the same reasons and the same type of dynamic as you're getting with Zayn and Shinsuke. I mean, crazy. And then how can you not be coming in your pants over American Alpha and the Revival? I mean, styles make matches, and these two styles are it's such a juxtaposition to see these two tag teams in there together. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to those matches. And then it's Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. If for no other reason than that we've seen it before. I know it's going to be awesome, but we've seen it before.
Yeah, Dave, I have one quick question. I think Bayley is going to lose and then go to WWE on the next Monday, when whoever's champion from the triple threat match? Do you see it happening?
I don't know. They don't have to.
Yeah, but I feel like she's even better than, even though Shasta is a great wrestler, I think she's probably the best wrestler out of all three of the people competing in the triple threat match, because I think she's the greatest probably in WWE right now.
I like Bayley
at the
a
moment.
lot. I don't want anybody to get offended or upset at what I'm about to say. I like Bayley a lot. I think she's great. Charlotte right now is the best wrestler WWE has. And she is the best women's wrestler that WWE has. Look, I love Sasha, love her to death, absolutely. But as far as a complete package, 100% finished product, ready to go from now for the next 5 years, it's Charlotte. Charlotte, especially when she starts to tone down the ultra flare stuff a little bit, which she's been doing, Charlotte's incredible. I mean, she really is. I'm such a Charlotte fan. I love Sasha. I love Becky. I love Bayley. I love Asuka. Asuka might be the most over thing in wrestling, and we'll see what she does when she comes up to the main product. But Charlotte has proved it over and over and over. And to be fair, the best matches that Bayley and Sasha has been with each other. They have not had anywhere near those same type of 5-star amazing matches with anybody else other than each other. Charlotte's had great matches with both of them and others. It's hard for me to sit here and make a case against Charlotte. She is incredible. It's my opinion.
Yeah, and Dave, to be honest, I feel like they're really shitting on Becky. You know what? Bad choice of words. They're not giving her a good enough chance to win. I feel like she's probably the least favorite to win the match. I think it's between Sasha and Charlotte, because Sasha got a victory over Charlotte, and she got her ass kicked.
I can't hear you, buddy.
I'm sorry. Well, my phone's about to die, so I have to call back.
All right, well, it's okay. Don't worry. You got plenty of time tonight. All right, take it easy, man. I appreciate the call. Have yourself a good night.
Bye-bye.
Well, Keo310 continues to say stupid things in the chat. Charlotte has had no great matches yet in WWE. That's asinine. That's asinine. Just because you have obvious hatred towards Nikki Bella, that Nikki Bella Charlotte match was the fucking balls, man. That was great. And you know what? Charlotte had a good match with Brie Bella, which is even more impressive because Brie Bella sucks ass. Sucks ass. Charlotte's had good matches, singles matches with Becky and Charlotte multiple times over. Charlotte's done, or Becky and Sasha, I should say. Charlotte's done plenty. Well, continue to troll on, dude. continue to troll on. Oh, my God. Anyways, let's talk about the other match that I think has to be one of the most important. And I know what I just said. And it's funny that Joe Martin said what he said about Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Because as excited as I am about those other 3 matches that I talked about that I rank ahead of Finn Balor Samoa Joe, Finn Balor Samoa Joe is the most important match on that card. It's the second most important match of the WWE weekend. And I'll tell you why. Because it's almost another one of those status quo situations. You kind of feel like something has to change. Finn Balor is ungodly boring right now. He's still amazing in the ring. He does some amazing work every time you see him. The matches he's had with Samoa Joe have been great. And you know it's going to be another one. But something has to change coming out of this match, and it might be Finn dropping the title. It might be Samoa Joe, maybe a double turn situation. I don't see Samoa Joe going back to a face. It might be some Bullet Club interference. There might be a whole bunch of different things that can happen. But just a simple title change and transitioning to Samoa Joe and ending Finn Balor's time in NXT might be the most significant thing to happen. Now, I don't think they're going to take Finn out. I don't think Finn is going to go up to the main roster. I really don't. I believe Finn is going to change. He's gonna do a heel turn before he goes up to the main roster, because I think WWE is seeing the boring side of Finn. But maybe they're not either, because while we're saying he's boring, his reactions are as good as they ever were. His reactions that he's getting at house shows, the things he's been doing with Bayley. I mean, it's hard to convince somebody of something when they're seeing all these great things. So they may very well want to bring him up to the main roster just as he is. That's a very good possibility. but I'm not sure if that's the right move, because I think that his boring face personality that he has is going to get exploited on the main roster, on the main television, and all that stuff. I feel it will be unbelievably boring. His wrestling matches have been great. I mean, what he did with Kevin Owens, what he did with Samoa Joe last time, everything that he's done main event wise has been fantastic. You can't really mess with his wrestling. So I don't know. I think the bigger problem is his persona. And he is such an amazing heel. If you've seen him work as a heel, as the leader of the Bullet Club, and you know what he's capable of as a heel and the things that he does because he's just a flat-out dick, then you should be excited about the possibility of him going heel. And we'll see if that's what happens. Let's go ahead and take a call, and I'll get back to this in a second. Jordan Turner, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm having a good old night, buddy. Well, how are you?
I'm great, man. On the subject of the Finn Balor thing,
yeah.
Do you see Carl Anderson and Dark Balor getting involved in some way in the match?
I think it's a possibility. Chris Cressa donated $1. NXT Dallas is probably the best NXT has to offer right now. It's going to be fantastic. Much agreed, Chris. Much agreed. Can you repeat your question again? I'm sorry. Thank you for your donation, Chris.
I was asking, do you see Dark Gallows and Carl Anderson getting involved with the in bringing in the Bullet Club possibly?
Carl Anderson is at least at NXT. He showed up. Doc Gallows, I as far as I know, he has not shown up yet, so he's less likely. But yeah, I do. I think that there's a possibility of something like that happening, and it would be cool. It would be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping something like that happens, but I don't think it's necessary for it to happen either. I think if they want to do a heel turn with Finn, if you start with a loss, I think that's enough. Him losing the NXT Championship to Samoa Joe, which, by the way, in and of itself is a huge deal, because Samoa Joe winning the NXT title, that would be, you know, I know Finn Balor is a guy, he's an independent made guy and everything, but Samoa Joe he's a TNA guy. You know, he's also a little bit older than those other guys that they brought in, the core of NXT, you know, Sami Zayn, Hideo Itami, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. Samoa Joe's a little bit older than those guys. He came from TNA, unlike the rest of those four. So him winning it would be significant for a whole bunch of other friggin' reasons. And not even counting into the fact that he's amazing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Samoa Joe's a beast. Yes. I love the way they've been booking him so far. It's,
very smart. Very
incredible.
Smart.
Yeah.
Simple.
I want to touch on...
See, before I let you go to the next thing, hold on. This is how TNA should have kept Samoa Joe. They had Samoa Joe like this for a little while early in his career. Then they started doing some weird shit with him, and they turned him into something that he wasn't. They had, I mean, like,
exactly.
Samoa Joe is a Samoan badass. For all the things that we talk about with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, Samoan badass and all of that. Samoa Joe is the Samoan badass. He is the baddest Samoan in wrestling right now. So,
I completely agree with you. What I wanted to touch upon is WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yes, the build has been garbage and all that shit, but I honestly feel like stuff will be happening, and it's going to leave us with the shock factor and excitement for what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw.
Well, the pieces are in place for it. You know, the pieces are certainly in place. Even with a bad build, I don't think this build was any worse than it was last year. I think last year's build is one of the worst builds of all time. I don't know if this year's is as bad as that, but it has had some shitty moments. I think they made up for it at times during this week's Monday Night Raw. I think they did some things that especially early in the show, that got me really amped for it. So, you know, they put some things in place.
Yeah. I mean, I think the matches are going to come through. I just think Roman he has to turn heel at WrestleMania, because I think it would be a greater effect if he turns heel at Mania than if he turns heel on Monday Night Raw. But
I don't think he's turning heel. I don't think he's turning heel, period. I don't think the WWE wants him to turn. Even if he doesn't beat Triple H, which I think is becoming more and more likely that he won't. Even if he doesn't, I don't think turning him heel is anywhere in the plans, because you just might need a cooling off period, Roman Reigns. You might just need somebody to be a champion for a good period of time after Triple H, who I think will end up dropping the belt the next night. If he retains against Roman, I feel he'll drop it the next night as some kind of punishment from Shane McMahon and stuff. But if all that happens, you might just need a reinvigorating feud. You might not need to turn him into a heel. Like I've said with Roman a million times, I don't see necessarily a great heel. I just don't think he's that talented to pull either off. What I see in Roman is the obvious tweener who just punches people in the face. He doesn't talk a lot. Yeah. He comes and goes. He hangs out in bars. He fucks with people. Yeah. That's what Roman needs to be. I don't think he has to be a heel. In fact, if he gets a microphone, I got news for you. Yeah. He's going to be just as bad as a heel with the microphone as he is with a face. So there's no point for me in like making a huge change, especially when he's still selling decent amounts of merch. You don't want to jeopardize that. So you just make him a tweener. You turn him into more of what Dean Ambrose has been, and you kind of already have done that. So it's about minimizing Roman's exposure on the microphone and hopefully him continuing to get better in the ring and just doing more badass things in the back. And I think that's all you really have to do.
Yeah, man. Everything you just said, I completely agree. You're basically changing my mind because, I was upon the idea of him just turning heel. But when you were just speaking right now and explaining that to me, I'm definitely on your side. I completely agree. Just make him a tweener.
Well, at least I fucking convinced somebody today,
Yeah, good job convincing me because, I was on the perspective of Roman needs to turn heel. He needs to be a badass and minimize his mic skills, and then just change him up a little bit. But man, you convinced me real good. So I would like for him to be a heel, but again, him being a tweener wouldn't be that much bad of an idea as well too. So
my biggest worry is if you go and you make him a heel too quickly and he fails, that's the end. That's it. That's over. Yeah. Heel is the final straw. That's the last thing you do when nothing else is working and you start flipping a character. If it doesn't work, it's over. And for all the bad things I've said about Roman Reigns, I still feel there's a place for him in professional wrestling. I just don't. I think his biggest problem is he is a face, the top face at the top of the card. If they bring him down a little bit to the upper mid-card, higher echelon, every now and then getting into a title picture, but not always there, and as a tweener, I feel there's just something more compelling about him. That's what I think about it, but who knows?
Because in my personal opinion, I definitely see big things for Roman Reigns. Because I've been saying for a while now that he's a victim of bad creative booking.
Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think there's, I think there's partly some bad creative, but a lot of Roman's problems are inherent from the fact that he's being shoved down our throats. So in that regard, bad creative, but he also doesn't improve. His mic skills are so bad, and he looks bored and disinterested most of the time. And I think a lot of hardcore wrestling fans pick up on that, and that's why they hate him.
I mean, if you torn down his mic skills a little bit, I think he might be over a little bit. But people just don't want him at the moment, and WWE, they're going to do what they want, and that's fine. But if you want the outcome of him getting booed, on Sunday,
well, they haven't cared before, and the thing is, they haven't cared with other big events. And one of the other situations is it's not really going to matter in the long run if he gets booed or not. Yeah. That's the thing. Unless people really do cancel their subscription over Roman Reigns winning the title again and all of that. If, let's say, worst case scenario, everything stays the same and nothing changes, it's just shit boring, people are still going to show up the next night at Monday Night Raw.
Exactly.
People got to understand that, and that is part of the problem, is the fact that but Is it a problem? That's the thing, because I don't think a lot of people take this in consideration. While there might be the vocal minority, which is us, the vocal minority. We are the minority, believe it or not, because there are a lot of kids and women and people who are just thrilled with the product as it is, very happy, enjoying it, because they don't take it so fucking seriously. They don't sit there and fantasy book things. They just enjoy the fucking goofy show. And sometimes that's better. That's better.
Yeah.
But we're the vocal minority. So we hear ourselves in our community screaming about this sucks, this is bad, hate this, look at this guy, fuck him, bury this, fucking all this stuff, right? And that's what we think is reality. Truth is, it's probably not. And merchandise sales proves that we're probably wrong. 100,000 or approaching 100,000 fucking tickets sold at WrestleMania, which nobody thought was going to happen, proves us wrong. I had people, I'm going to have to look through the tapes, Jesus. I'm going to have to look through my old shows to show that there were people telling me that they weren't going to sell 70,000 tickets, that they weren't going to sell 80,000 tickets. And I'm just like, of course they are. Of course.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, I don't know.
mean, my thing is, before I go, I just wanted to touch upon how I want to be positive when I watch WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be bitching. I don't want to be bitching because, like, I just want to enjoy the show, and I know what's going to come through. So, when I'm on Twitter,
I'm hoping it's going to work on some level, because I do have high hopes for NXT, and maybe NXT is a scotch overrated. I don't think it is. I think this is one of the best wrestling pay-per-views that I've seen on paper that I've seen in a very, very, very long time.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
So I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna get what I'm expecting to be a spectacle at WrestleMania, and I think I'm just going to come out of this weekend happy as fuck. So. And
you've been saying that for the longest fucking time, the spectacle, the aspect of the spectacle, which is WrestleMania. Everyone's going to watch, so I'm tired of hearing people say, I'm not going to watch. Yes, you are. You're going to sit down wherever you're at, and you're going to watch it. Yep. And it's your opinion if you don't like it or not.
Well, look, I think people's opinions, and if there's enough people who don't like it, we saw in 93, 94 when the WWE almost fucking died, but it's not comparing it to 93, 94 in some senses, like with some of the characters and things like that, I think is apt.
Yeah.
But the culture is nowhere near the same as 94, 95. Yeah. It's nowhere near the same. And the business, the company, is nowhere near the same.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hey, I appreciate the call, Jordan. You have yourself a real good night, buddy.
I appreciate it, man. All right, man. Take care now.
All right, take it easy. Jordan Turner, everybody. Great call, Jordan. Thanks a lot. King Shola asks, Dave, when is Cesaro returning? And some people are saying mid-April. Yeah, that's the same things I've been reading on fucking WrestlingInc.com, that Cesaro is so close to returning. So we'll see if that happens, and that should be pretty good for business when he returns. So that'll be a lot of fun. Still taking your calls live on Skype. David Vancura, DavidVancura. And, of course, the number, 702-751-2902. We're going to take another call right now. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Go down and hit the goddamn like button. So many of you guys don't hit that like button. Hit it and subscribe, too. Donate to the channel if you're so inclined as well. Matt J., you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's crack-a-lackin'?
I gotta be honest. I'm not really looking forward to NXT tonight. I mean, Bull Dempsey.
Well, I know you read the spoilers, and that's why you're not looking forward to it. I know that, because I know you. But here's why you should look forward to it, and this is why I'm going to try to convince people why it's going to be a good show. It's star-studded, man. It's granted, all the stars are taking on people that are enhancement talent or a little bit above enhancement talent, but it's Austin Aries' first match in NXT. It's Gable and Jordan, which is always fucking fun. Baron Corbin, Dash and Dawson are also going. Apollo Crews, Alex Riley, that should be a really solid match. And Samoa Joe and Bull Dempsey. Who cares about Bull Dempsey? But seeing Samoa Joe rough up Bull Dempsey like I'm pretty sure like he's going to, I mean, it's pretty damn star-studded. There's a lot of really high talent people on there. So it's a showcase. It's a showcase. And I think this is going to be another one of those shows that kind of points to NXT's versatility. So we'll see.
Yeah. And also with Austin Aries competing tonight, you know, a lot of people are saying that, you know, his debut match is at TakeOver. But I really think Corbin should beat him at TakeOver. That's just my opinion. I really want to see him get in the title picture. I think he should have been a while ago, but I really think he should go over Aries. That's just my opinion. But I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know, you've been talking about the most important matches from WrestleMania weekend. Which match are you most looking forward to out of every match?
Of any of the entire weekend?
Yep.
Call me a fucking overseller. I don't give a shit. Give me Zayn and Nakamura, and everything else is gravy. That match to me is knowing their styles. Sami Zayn is such a hard-hitting wrestler. He does not get credit for it because he's a high-flying type guy. But if you look at Sami's repertoire and the things that he does, there are so many high fucking impact moves in his repertoire. And knowing what Shinsuke is able to do, the strong style, the whole thing that he does, his whole package, it's gonna be something special. It's just going to be one of those things. And the fact that it's still in NXT, it's still under the NXT banner. It's not going to be in as big a stage as the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. All of that. That match to me has just got my heart racing. I'm also looking forward to Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar, which I think is also high up there on the most important match list, because I really think this could be Dean Ambrose's moment. You know, it could be his cherry popping, I do think he's going over. I think he's going to beat Brock Lesnar. I think it's going to happen. And this is where they're going to solidify Dean Ambrose for the next year. And hell, the rest of his career. He's going to be able to dine out on this for the rest of his career. So that's another match I'm super excited about.
I completely agree with everything you just said, honestly.
Most people fucking do. I get a lot of goddamn shit. But you know what? Most people say that exact same fucking phrase when they talk to me in person.
Yeah, you really are great at convincing people. I mean, like
I'm shit. I'm just fucking around, dude.
No, you're not, man. But
I'm drinking water. I'm not being modest or coy. I'm taking a really big drink of water. I'm really thirsty. Fuck. God, that was your chance to talk, man. You know how hard it is to get a word in with me. Fuck.
About the Ambrose and Lesnar match.
Yeah.
I am picking Dean too, but the only thing I'm worried about is I don't know if they're gonna let him beat Brock clean.
Well, it's a street fight. So what's clean? It's a no holds barred street fight. There's no clean here. I had a conversation with Tommy C about that very thing. We were talking about he's convinced that it has to be in the center of the ring off of a Dirty Deeds. It can't be chair shots or anything like that. I don't agree with that. I think any win over Brock Lesnar is going to propel Dean Ambrose into the stratosphere. I think it is important to keep Brock as strong as possible. And having Dean go to these extraordinary lengths to get a victory over him, I think is important. Because Brock still has 2 years left on his contract. Brock is still going to be in huge matches. So there's no point in having Brock look completely weak and vulnerable and beaten when you could just have him lose in a dynamic way with weapons and craziness and still get the exact same effect that Dean would have even if he went over completely clean, if there is such a thing in a no-holds-barred match. Well, I think there would be a little bit more like, and he did it without any tricks, Michael, and all that stuff. In reality, I really do see him getting an unbelievable rub regardless of how he wins.
Yeah. And also, like, after he beats Brock, do you see it being one of Roman's first challengers for the title?
Say that again?
After he beats Brock, can you see him being one of Roman's first challengers for the title?
Well, that's if Roman wins, which I'm not convinced he is.
I am.
I'm not anymore. I think that this Shane thing puts... It really did. They called an audible with Shane McMahon. They really did, because there are so many ways that they can go with this, including a complete swerve screw job that like people would be pissed off to no end with. Maybe this is just about ending The Undertaker. You know, what if that's what this whole thing was really about? And Vince turns on The Undertaker, kicks him in the dick, and then reunites with his son Shane, the demon and his spawn. You know, that would be fun. The devil and his spawn. That'd be hysterical to me. But I don't want that to happen in the least. It would just be funny as fuck. Roman could win. I think it wouldn't be shocking if he does, because obviously that's what they've been planning for so long. But I think that they've put something in place here where they can go something really special with Triple H retaining and then doing something the next night to put over somebody else, because maybe they're starting to get that. And from what I understand, this conversation's happened in the back where they're not completely 100% sold that Roman is infallible, that it's going to work, certainly. I think they're starting to come to the idea that maybe this fails. And if it does, I think that they've got a few guys who could step in, Dean being one of them, Kevin Owens being another. We'll see what they end up deciding to do. But to answer your question, the actual question that you asked, if Roman were to win, yes, I think Dean Ambrose could be one of his first challengers.
Yeah.
That's a mistake. It's a big mistake. But it very well could be. If Roman were to win, he needs to have some type of transition feud. And then I'm telling you, immediately, as soon as you can get John Cena back in the ring, it has to be John Cena and Roman Reigns. It's the only chance of turning anything around, simply because nobody would know what the fuck to cheer. Nobody would know what to do. Nobody would know where to go with this. If it was for the title, people would be expecting heel turns. It would be absolutely insane. So we'll see. We'll see.
I actually think people will cheer Cena over Reigns, honestly.
I don't know. I really don't. I'm not so sure of it. I mean, probably. It also depends on where they are. You know, we'll see. We'll see.
That match is going to happen. It's inevitable.
Oh, it's going to happen. Unless fucking John does get seriously hurt. Who knows? You know, we'll see what happens. Clinton G20, Triple H not getting... Well, of course, Triple H would get a rematch, and he would be that transition period, I think, for John Cena. But we'll see what happens. It's gonna... There's a lot of stuff there that could make it very interesting and intriguing. We'll see. Anything else, Matt J, before I kick your ass out of here?
One more question. When will you be doing the takeover predictions?
Takeover predictions. Okay. Now, I'm debating. I'm glad you asked that question, because I am debating. And everybody who knows me, I'm a master debater. And I'm debating. I'm having a war in my head when I should do it. Look, I don't really think there's any need at all to have a goddamn SmackDown review. I just don't. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like an access show, and they're going to show some matches that they taped before Raw. I'm not watching it.
So what I think I might do in lieu of that is I might go on at about 1 a.m, 2 a.m. my time, right around when SmackDown is on, and I might just do it right now. Chris Cressa donated $2. Dave, who do you think is most likely going to interfere in the Undertaker versus Shane match? I think it would be easier to tell you who I don't think is going to interfere, and everyone's going to interfere in that match. It's going to be a Donnybrook, man. It's going to be great. So I'm thinking tomorrow night is a very good possibility of doing it. If not, I'll do it Friday night about 6 hours, 7 hours before TakeOver. For those of you who don't know, TakeOver is a little bit later. TakeOver is like coming on at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the morning, my time. So, I mean, it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern. So, buckle up for that, kids. Anything else, Matt?
I will see you for the NXT review tonight.
Sounds good, buddy. I appreciate the call. Take it easy.
Thanks, man.
All right. Big shout out to everybody in chat. We got all kinds of King Shola, Fake Ass Twat, Joseph, Blunt, my girl Terry the Snow Queen. All these good people hanging on. What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a good time. Make sure you guys hit the like button right now. Go hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 2,300 subs. And you know what? I want to give a congratulations to my good friend and co-host very frequently here on this channel, Too Tall from XLT Live Podcast, who just blew past 2,000 subs, man. He went to the live reaction shows, and since he's done it, man, he was on a hot streak before it. But when he hit these live reaction shows, he's got a fucking rocket up his ass, and he's doing fantastic work. I'm so fucking happy for this guy. It's really fun to watch, man, because this is fun, doing this and getting subs and having a good time and talking to you guys. It's fun. It's what keeps me going. I mean, being hurt and, not having a purpose, I really don't have a function other than being a dad. Which is great, don't get me wrong, but my daughter is 11 and she basically just plays on her computer all the time. So it's this is great. I love this. But seeing friends and people that I've come to meet and grow a community with on here, Tommy C, Too Tall, Tommy NC 2010, with his now 150,000 subscribers. Even, Jack Malay, another guy who I'm not anywhere near responsible for, but he's growing slowly and doing some great things. Huffman, who doesn't have a lot of subs, but seeing him grow as a podcaster and as a performer, seeing all these people do amazing things, that has been the end all be all for me, man. That has been... I don't even have proper words for it. And seeing what Too Tall has done and seeing him grow and progress and do these amazing things it's been incredible. That's that boy Dave to live reactions too. Well, the thing was that dickhead, I'd done live reactions before. Been there, done that, bought the fucking t-shirt. I still do them for big sports events, but I don't do them for Raws and SmackDowns anymore, even though I have a couple of times, long time ago. Go check the fucking records. I don't do them now because it just takes too much out of me, man. It beats the living dog shit out of me. So, and that's what it is. But it's just been so much fun seeing all these guys and people. And Sal, the Copious Graphics Guru. When I met Sal was like thinking about getting out of graphics, and now he is doing some amazing work. Wait until you see what he has done for NXT and WrestleMania. It's unfucking believable. Real Talk Metaphor Messiah, who I've known now for quite a long time. He's helped so much with this channel, with the music. He's been on the show many times. I've interviewed him a few times. He calls in sporadic, every very, very rarely, but he still does call in. He's always in the chats. In fact, there he is right there. Seeing what he's doing, Real Talk is going to a whole nother fucking level. So to see that, to see all these people just succeed. I guess it's my Army background and just the whole one team, one fight mentality, but it's just, fuck, that's so much more important than what I'm doing. Look, if I never get another sub, I'll still be doing this shit tomorrow, so there you go. Let's take another call. Patrick Glenn, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Not much, man. I just want to personally thank you for all the help you've had with me.
Oh yeah, your channel too, man. You seeing your channel, seeing what you've done has been cool. I'm sorry.
I want to thank you also for hooking me up with Sal, because Sal did a graphic for me for my Rockin' with Dockin', so I'm going to be re-uploading those.
Oh God, here we go.
But no, Dave, I want to personally thank you for all your help.
Completely not necessary, my friend. You've been unbelievably supportive to me, and having you around has been great. So, I wish I could help more. I do what I can. So,
You brought up an interesting point earlier about Vince turning on Shane. That'd be fucking bizarro world.
It wouldn't be the first time something like this has happened. So
I think I'd probably have the same reaction to that like I had when Austin turned heel and joined Vince. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
hang on a second. I do want to. I saw something in the chat, and before people start turning on this guy, King Shola says, "How was Tommy NC 2010 got so many subs? He's annoying as fuck." He's getting kind of beaten up here by Joseph Blunt and stuff, or fake ass squad. It looks like they're beating him up a little bit. Here's the thing, King Shola, he's not saying anything wrong about Tommy NC 2010. He didn't call him fucking retarded. He said he's annoying, which for some people I can completely understand that. I love Tommy to death. He's like a brother. He annoys the fucking piss out of me. I love the kid. He's amazing. He's a great guy. He's unbelievably positive. Like every time I think my bullshit is like fucking with me, I just look at him and see him continuing to keep going. I'm like, fuck it. So I love Tommy NC 2010. Love him to death. But I have no problems with people who don't like what he does, who are finding him annoying, because that's what this is. King Shola is not bullying him. There's no reason to beat him up. He's not going to Tommy's channel and calling him annoying or retarded or anything stupid. There is a difference. You can have an opinion. And you can voice it. King Shola, I applaud you for voicing something that you knew was probably going to be disliked. I'm glad you did it because there's nothing wrong with it. And everybody who's beating him up has no fucking reason to do it at all. Because he didn't say anything wrong. If he doesn't find him annoying, if you're questioning why he has so many subs, completely understandable. Don't sub him. And that's what Shola did. If Shola would have took it a little bit farther, I'd be beating him up too. But he didn't. So take that into consideration that while we love Tommy NC 2010, he is our buddy, and we're going to continue to look out for him and all of that. It doesn't mean that he cannot be said anything about him possibly being annoying or his content being annoying. That's fair game. So, just my opinion. Feel free to call me a cunt. I don't care. Pat, what else you got?
Well, a wise man once said, Dave, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one.
Everybody has them. I've always liked that opinions are like assholes. If you have one that...
Well, you know.
Well, this is the way you cut me off before I got to finish it, because I like this one a little bit better. Opinions are like assholes. When you disagree with somebody's, you become one.
That's true. I like that one, too.
I like that one. What you got for me, Patty? Come on, man. Stop sucking my balls. What you got for me?
Who's inducting the Freebirds?
I forgot.
It'd be pretty cool if it was the one Von Erich that's still alive.
Oh, God, really? Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know what? Okay. Get the last surviving Von Erich. And
I mean, that was their main rival. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Kill 310. Dave only timeouts people when they say he is wrong. That's not true. Look, I'm going to time out you right now. There you go. Prove you wrong, bitch. There you go.
I hope WrestleMania.
I'm drunk with power. I'm always wrong. I don't give a fuck when people call me wrong. Kill's just an annoying fuckhead. Yeah. Okay. Chris Payne says New Day are inducting the Freebirds. Everyone's saying the New Day. Okay, I guess.
Okay. That makes some sense.
It makes no sense. None. Not even like the smallest lick of sense. But okay. Of fucking last surviving Von Erich would have the one who didn't kill himself or get killed or fucking lose a foot or kill a cat or any of these weird. If you ever if you don't know the Von Erich story out there, by the way, go fucking look it up, or better yet, watch one of the many documentaries. Fucking fascinating.
I just watched a really good documentary on World Class Championship Wrestling about all that. It's about a 2-hour documentary. It is on YouTube, and I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called I can't remember the name of it now.
There's a bunch of them out there. But if you just read about the Von Erichs, man, I did a show about
ESPN did one on them
a long time ago. In my early days, I just did like weird tales of wrestling. I swear to God, like half of them were about the fucking Von Erichs. It's just like it's just bizarre. Just bizarre, weird, tragic, sad. I mean, insane. Joseph Blunt just says Wrestle Rock Rumble. Joseph Blunt sent me this video on Twitter. Go look up Wrestle Rock Rumble, folks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is this amazing promo for the Wrestle Rock Rumble. It's literally one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It's from the 80s. It's got all these big stars, huge stars before they were stars, doing raps about how great the Wrestle Rock Rumble. I'm talking Shawn Michaels. I don't want to say some of the names because
was this an AWA thing?
Yeah. But Vern Gagne was running it and everything. I'm telling you, man, I don't want to say the names that are in it because you've got to watch it and just see it's so good.
I've seen it.
It's like some of the names that pop up. It's just like one big eye fucking bulge after another. It's so good. It's so good. Oh God, I miss the 80s so much.
All right, Dave, I'm good.
Glenn, you got anything else for me?
No, that's it. Hopefully NXT is good. I'm going to be watching the Flyers and Caps. So.
It should be pretty good. I mean, it's a spectacle night. I mean, well, it's a showcase, not a spectacle. A lot of great talent in there, so good stuff.
All right, thanks for taking my call, Dave.
As always, my friend, take it easy. And make sure you go check out Patrick Glenn over at
Patrick Glenn, basically just my name.
On YouTube, there you go, Patrick Glenn. It doesn't get much easier than that. Why brand yourself? Who does that shit? Go check him out over there. He does some good stuff. Go check him out.
I got
Thanks,
the Orange
Patty.
and Black attack after the Flyers and Capitals tonight.
There you go, Flyers, Caps. Good luck with that shit. Take it easy,
Thank
buddy.
you.
I wasn't a serious good luck. I don't care if you fucking lose. I hate the fucking Flyers. Oh my God, fake ass twat. He really wants me to read this stupid thing, so I guess I will. Oh, now then he says, I was about to read it, and then he wrote, you better read it this time, ho. I was going to read it because it is somewhat interesting. I was going to read it, and now I'm putting you on timeout. If you wouldn't have said you better read it, ho. You don't call me a ho. Oh, no. No. Hey, check this out, guys. I might end up going live again. I'm about to get up out of here. I might go live again in a few minutes and play some Hearthstone for an hour before NXT because I'm obsessed with Hearthstone. I'm getting good at the game. I'm getting fairly decent. I'm leveling up all the characters. I'm leveling them all up to at least level 10 so I can unlock a whole bunch of cards and all this good stuff. I'm having a blast with it. I'm just it's been so much fun. I'm winning matches against live people. I haven't done the tavern thing yet. So I'm going to start doing that, but I want to do that live because Sal's like, you got to do it live. So I'm going to be doing that live. If I don't do it tonight, which I probably won't, I'm probably going to go take a dump and maybe even take a quick nap, like 20-minute power nap or something. Then I think I will be doing it tomorrow sometime throughout the day, more than likely. And then, like I said earlier, I think there will be no SmackDown tomorrow. No SmackDown review, at least. So there will be no wrestling warm-up. I think we might just do the NXT prediction show tomorrow night. And if you show up, you show up. SmackDown, meh. You know, it is what it is. Maybe I'll do it a little bit later, like towards the end of SmackDown. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it a couple hours before SmackDown. That might not be a terrible idea. So we'll see. Salcahated Dave, why are you always dodging me? I ain't dodging you, sucker. I ain't dodging you. I don't even have you on there, man. I can't add anybody. I've tried to add like 3 people. So if you want to add me on Hearthstone, it's dead on Dave. It's dead on Dave. Dead on Dave. Add me away because I keep plugging people's name into the friend thing and it tells me I can't. It tells me to go eat a dick sandwich. And I'm like, I don't want to eat a dick sandwich. So I don't eat a dick sandwich. So there you go. Hope you guys had fun tonight. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out and subscribe to the channel if you get to do that. Also, share this bitch around, man. Let everybody know that you're watching the Copious Fat Man and you enjoy what I do. So if you do, if you don't, then tell me to go fuck myself. I really don't care. So thank you guys very much. Like, subscribe, and share. Show that you care. And as always, bitches, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you right after NXT in about 2 hours time. Peace.